say obviously.
Say obviously?
Yeah.
He doesn't use a
Obviously.
B. He doesn't.
Oh my
the
God.
B.
Wait,
you
you pronounce
say
the
it
B?
silent.
Obviously.
Yeah, use a B.
I am my B. Obviously.
Yeah, you use a B. Oh,
Isn't the B silent though?
No. Obviously.
Just a
You can hear the
little
B.
bit.
Obviously. You say it real fast.
Oh.
You can hear the B.
The Ivy League
I
graduate.
say obvious.
The-
I would say obvious.
Yeah, but if you were to abbreviate it,
You're
would you say
like
obvi
arguing
or
about
obvi?
it.
Yeah. What would you
Well,
say?
there's actually a word to obviate. Which
So
is
obviate.
Alright, if you guys are ready, I think we're
to
gonna
make something
I'm ready.
crunchy.
I'm
You
ready.
guys feel
You guys
crunchy.
should argue.
No, I still say it's obvious.
Pretty neat.
Okay, my name's Peter
Hi,
Venuto.
Peter.
Hey, I constructed this thing. I don't know if you guys saw that DVD. That
Some of them have seen it. Yeah.
right
Which
on.
one?
Yeah, it's called Trashlights and Rainbows. It's a process documentary on the coming together of this machine because it didn't, as much as I would have liked it to be, so it didn't just kind of like pop out like this with 3 propellers. It started out as kind of a disaster, and like every day it was kind of like me and my friend Jimmy Green, who it was a collabo between us to get this thing together. We started with by blatantly defying known laws of physics, but those laws of physics weren't known to us because we just wanted to make this really cool thing that spun around and would generate patterns to sound, and to give kind of like a sonic mirror effect. But the first iteration of what we did was actually two tubes, and then we had the LED strips inside of those. But unbeknownst to us, that it was these tubes, or any tube that's going around really fast. If you can imagine it going through water instead of air, it's kind of like the same principle. So if you put a tube through water, it's really, try it sometime. I don't know. You've got some time on your hands. Really, you won't go very far. It's like or very fast. It's very least aerodynamic design, basically. So we had to rethink that. So in the documentary, there's us going through all of our all of our mistakes, and it's like back to the drawing board, and like why did we even attempt this? Because just a little background on me. I studied art. I studied at the Ontario College of Art because I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I had the good fortune to study under my now mentor and hero of all time, Norman T. White, who's an electronic artist in his own right. And if you look, actually do a Wikipedia search on electronic arts, electronic artists, his name
Move
will.
up a little bit, yeah. Just move up a little bit.
No sweat, no sweat. Yeah, if you check out Norman White in Wikipedia, you'll see his name pop up under, beside names such as Laurie Anderson, Peter Gabriel, and Namjoon Pike, who's someone who, if you don't know who that person is, he did a lot of like really cool art with messing around with magnets and TV sets and stuff. So I think probably if there's any tradition that I'm following in, it's the tradition of doing things that you're not supposed to really do, like, or why would you even do that sort of thing? Which is what I would consider most artists that I appreciate have some element of that. Or, anyways, so that's what I have to say about that. And let's see. So yeah, studied under Norman White at Ontario College of Art, and then. But I studied electronics with Norman. That's the thing, because I went into the class thinking with a real complex, because my dad built stuff. And he was the kind of guy, I don't know if you can relate to this, but he was kind of like, we'd be at the wood shop or whatever, he'd be like, okay, let's make this, I don't know, chair or table or whatever. He'd be like, no, okay, got it? I'd be like, well, can I try? He'd be like, expect me to know it just by watching. And some people can learn that way, and other people, like myself, it has to be experiential. So I went into art school with a complex that I could not build anything, remotely. I could do art or music because that's where I was coming from, but art for me kind of stopped there. It was like this unbridgeable gap between art as I knew it and being able to make something like, you know, electronic that just seemed to be this whole other world. Anyway, he was able to open up that world to me and to all his other students through like really amazing real world analogies. So that's why I wanted to mention just a little brief, you know, just so kind of locate where I'm coming from. So eventually through this process documentary, you'll see, you know, that we got some kind of, you know, limited success with the 2 propellers, but it was never enough to generate like this image. You get like little things here and there, like little sparks, but it was like never, not enough. So went back to the drawing board, came up with the 3 propeller design, you know, started to, you know, learn. It started off a journey. It started off with me and my friend going, we're gonna do this, but then it really wound up becoming this, telling us what to do and like getting clues. So it really felt more artist as private detective sort of motif. So that's where we that got me interested in finding out what laws of physics were we defying in the first place, you know. So I got a, you know, Physics for Dummies book, or like, it was actually kind of embarrassing to tell you guys, it was like grade 4 or 5 physics book, or 5th grade, I guess that's how you say it in the same. Anyway, we're kind of Canadians, you know. So we wound up, I wound up realizing what horrible mistakes I was making, and what laws I was defying. So it's a really interesting balance, the life of an artist and making stuff. You don't want to call yourself an artist, because I still have misgivings about that, you know, because I don't think there should be everyone's got artistic qualities in them, every single person, because we're problem solvers all the time. We're sense-making machines and pattern-making machines, and when we go to sleep, you know, I dreamt of llamas last night. Why? I don't know, but one day I'll find out.
Sounds like something that would
But anyways, so I think that's enough of me going like this. If you want to take it and just keep on playing that funky music, I will, and we can turn out the lights. Or actually, let's not turn out the lights just yet. Let's see how it behaves. And let's wheels in motion. I'm gonna be over here. Okay. No, it's actually more safe than that. So it's a remote motor speed controller happening.
We should show her.
And anytime you feel like playing. Yeah.
Tell me when you want the lights on.
I will. Just a second. I'm just gonna see, it's starting to vibrate a bit, so that's where I'm gonna hold it just before it gets kind of crazy. And the other thing I want to show you is I built this interface as well, because I didn't want it to be just like an appliance. So basically, even though it's very limited, yeah, you keep on playing. Even though it's very limited, this is kind of real time right now, what you're seeing. So what you see is what you get. But there's also, I've made provisions in this interface box to just simply, what you're probably already familiar with in your music class and like explorations with Reason and whatever other software and stuff and effects pedals, it's a delay. So instead of feeling the delay on an audio way, it's a visual delay. So for all intents and purposes, it changes the size of the paintbrush. So this is a very thin paintbrush, obviously, and now we're going to very slowly increase the size of the paintbrush, which is actually the paintbrush size equals a delay, or like what's known as like a waterfall effect. So instead of just like da 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 like a strobe effect, you've got something that expands and then gently goes back. So I'm going to increase this a little bit more, and then we'll have something approximating full circle. So you see how it just has that little extra time whenever it comes back, whenever you do a hit. So then I'm going to go back to this mode. So even with this one interface control, what I did when I was just recently on tour with this band Deerhoof, just got off tour like 2 days ago. We were on tour for about 3 weeks. I was actually on stage with them, and because I know their music so well and because I come from a musician's background, I was able to actually play the lights, even with this limited interface, like with their beats, actually playing as if I was another member of the band.